Good morning, everybody. This is NCP. I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but I'm part of the health program at work, and it pays for all my maintenance medications, my diabetic medications, insulin, and such. Now, let me preface that to say I've been really busy this week, getting contractors out here looking for roofs and etc. We're going to have to get that done really soon. But as part of the health program at work, I have to play the game. I have to see a nutritionist and all this other stuff, which is fine because I don't want to pay for meds, and that's all free. That's all free. The nutritionist, everything. So we went to a diabetic nutrition a while back, a couple of years ago. I can't find the video, but it's somewhere out there. And they were conflicting with keto and everything else. I haven't done keto in a while, a long time. But I remember they were telling me I'd be dead, and I was like, I'd already been doing this for 2 years. So anyway, this time I said, let me find out what I need to survive. So they have this little device about the size of a soda can called a MediGym. I don't see my paperwork. It's a MEDGEM. Sorry, MedGym. MEDGEM. I think that's what the picture shows. But it's like a combination of a snorkel and a Coke can. And you breathe through this thing, I believe it was 8 minutes. And this tells you what your respiration rate is and all this good stuff and what your metabolic rate is based on how much oxygen you inhale through it and how much you exhale out of it. And it gives you your true metabolic rate. Like, people say, oh, well, 2,000 calories a day or whatever, Now, I know exactly that I burn 2,580 calories to stay alive sitting on my bed. Now, this is probably because of my thyroid medication, which ups my metabolism to normal. But I'm a big guy, and they got that as sedentary. That's why I said just sedentary. That's how I do office work, which will let me burn a little more calories. Anyway, she wanted me to lose some weight. I said, okay, I'm game. I gotta play the game. So they were setting me up a diet to lose like a pound a month or something. But my metabolic rate, just sitting there, my resting metabolic rate is 2580 calories a day. Now, this is a diet they came up with. I mean, I think these people smoke pot or something. She wanted me to budget 2557 calories, which is a little deficit, that's fine. But here's how she wanted the macros broken down. Now, I'm a diabetic. Let's keep that in mind. She knows I'm a diabetic. Okay? So 2557 calories, a little deficit there. Excuse me. She wanted me to have 71 grams of fat. That's fine, keto, kind of. I'm not really doing keto, but I'm going to start it again. Saturated fat, 23.4 grams. Carbohydrates, 320 grams a day. Now, as a diabetic, you would probably have to insert a PICC line to funnel the insulin into me. Okay? I take almost no insulin. Today I had a bunch of crackers and tuna for lunch, and I had, Keebler crackers. I took 4 units of insulin. That's it. Here are those crackers. Blood sugar was 122 or something. I took 40 carbs in. So I took, 4 units for 10 carbs, or to cover 10 carbs per unit. But, like I said, I don't eat a lot of carbs. But 320 carbs. Protein 160, sodium 2,000, and vitamins and blah, blah, blah. 320 carbs. I think that broke down to like 106 carbs per meal. So I guess she wants me going to McDonald's every day. Big Macs and fries. 3 times a day. 106 carbs per meal. Oh my gosh, that's... really, seriously. 360 carbs. Now I talked to my life coach, which is another part of the program. I guess she's a life coach, but I'm not really sure what she is. More like a diabetic nutritionist. Or a diabetic diabetic educator, life coach, bunch of stuff. And she looked at this and she goes, they must have wrote that number down wrong. Because I was showing her the report and she was like shaking her head, right? I'm all, I know, right? And he goes, let me go see what she said. She goes and checks it and she comes back and, well, that's what they want you on is 320 carbs a day. And I said, yeah. And then she said, yeah. And she was, you're going to do it, are you? And I said, oh yeah, of course, I'm going to do exactly what I'm told. I go, I've always listened to doctors stuff, it's just, well, I'm a diabetic now. But type 2 diabetic, type 2. Not type 1, type 2, the fatty kind. But, I said no. So I cut my carbs down to 60 carbs a day. And when I go back, they'll say I'm cheating. I'll say, I'm eating 320. And they'll be like, wow, it's working. And I'll say, yeah, you gave me good advice. I think that was supposed to be like 50% of my calories a day are supposed to come from carbohydrates. That's going to give me a lot of energy, but that's going to crash hard. I mean, it's not like I'm a marathon runner getting ready to run a marathon. Anybody who knows nutrition is like, what the heck are they talking about? But I don't know, man. That's 320 carbs. That is a ridiculous amount. And since I do have a high metabolism, slightly high, it's actually kind of normal. It's on the target. It's a little bit above, like maybe, instead of like 50-50, it's like 60-40. So it's a little higher than average person, but that's probably because of my thyroid pill. And it's been depressed for so long. And I got on thyroid, it's like, ooh, I feel great. I'm energetic and everything else. That's, I guess I have higher metabolism. Not really high, but slightly above average for my age group. But I'll tell you right now, if I have 320 carbs a day, I'm going to change my name to the Blob. I'll be so fat, I won't be able to move. I'll be having insulin put in through an IV. And just to say, I don't know. I can't fathom this. That's like telling a crack addict that he needs more crack, or a guy got bit by a snake. Oh well, here let's have snake bite you a couple more times to get rid of the first one. I don't know. I'm not a dietitian or anything like that, or nutritionist, which is a label anybody could put on their thing anyway. I don't think nutritionists are registered at all. I think anybody can be a nutritionist because it's a subjective thing. I'm surprised you didn't tell me to put essential oils in my CPAP. That's just, I'll probably get oil-based pneumonia or oil-induced pneumonia. What? Yeah, big squirrel. Oil-induced pneumonia. Is that what it is? I think. I don't know. But why not just get some essential oils and pour them in CPAP all night, and we'll pressure them into my lungs. That'll be good, right? Smell this and feel better. Hey man, I've eaten big meals, man. Let's see, pasta, that's gotta be 3 servings, at least, Like I said, I generally do about maybe 150 carbs a day, because, I don't eat well. But the last couple of days, I've been doing about 60 carbs a day or less. So, ideally I'd like to do about 30 carbs a day. But it just depends, what I'm doing and exercise level and such. So that's what's going on with me. Getting the roof done, getting estimates on places. I'm hearing good prices, but I don't know if they're good or not. I find places, I look them up on the Better Business Bureau on Yelp and all that stuff, and every time I look at a place before I call them, it's like, oh, well, they're terrible and this and that. And I have to understand whether the customer's a problem or if the company's a problem. You know. Now, this one place I talked to the owner himself, and he's been in business for like 50 years at the same place, running it. So it isn't, the business license isn't like in his wife's name or whatever. And he lives local. So he's not only a fly-by-night guy, so I might go with him. I have to do some more research, but I've got a good feeling about him. Now, it's cheaper than I thought. In California, people are paying like $17,000, $22,000 for houses smaller than this. And the guy told me about $6,000. I'm like, okay. So I have to see some other ones out and compare. He's the first one that's physically I've let come out here and talk to. That I got a good feeling from with the phone and everything. So I'll have to get some more to see. But $6,000. He said my house is like 30 or 32 squares. So that's, I guess, a square is 10 by 10. So whatever that is, 3,000 feet or shingles or however, 300, 3,000. Wait, I don't know. I can't think. Math is hard. 3,000, jeez. Well, my house is like 2,000 square feet, so maybe. I don't know. Anyway, and that's including the little bit of wood damage around the chimney and replacing the ridge vents, all of them with new vents. I said, get rid of them and put the ones that are covered with tiles. He goes, okay. But that's for architectural tiles. I guess that makes a difference. I guess they're better. I don't know. Well, I guess they're thicker, so. It's a buy once, cry once thing. Because a lot of my projects, if I wasn't going to do the fan in the attic thing for the pressurized airflow, I might not have noticed it too much because I just found the ridge vent out in the front yard and said, oh, somebody lost some gutters in their house. I mean, nobody has black gutters. Write them off. It must have blown off far away. But I could see where this had broke after several flexings, which it probably got tore up in the last hurricane. And then we just had a little bit of wind and it just went and fell off. So we'll get all those replaced and everything. So between 6 and I guess 7K, because there's always going to be overages and something, but I don't know. The guy seemed good. And that's with the tear down and not putting tiles on top of this. With what I got, it's going to get all this other stuff off and clean up and all that. So that's what's up now. I guess next week sometime we're doing a surgery. Well, a procedure. And then the week after that we're doing the surgery. The esophageal myotomy. They're going to open up they're going to remove the stricture, or my esophagus is like a funnel, kind of. And it's tight at the bottom. They're going to open it up a little bit. They're going to cut the muscle at the top of the stomach. 10 centimeters, I guess, you're going to cut. And open it up. So I'm going to be on liquid diet, so I'm going to be grouchy. They're going to clean all the stuff out. And then I'm taking an antifungal because I guess people get yeast infections after they clean them out. So that'll stop that for like 3 days. And then liquid diet. And then I'll have the surgery, and then I don't know. Probably like 2 days liquid diet and then soft foods. So, mashed potatoes, tomato soup, and, macaroni and cheese. That sounds good to me. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. I'm actually kind of terrified that I can humor of it. I don't like things that are scary or painful. And I don't like people cutting on me. And this is kind of all of it, And it's going to be really deep. But one thing I learned that I was told is to bring the CPAP machine. And I said, well, that's kind of weird, right? And I said, okay. I don't want to use the other one to the hospital for other people's, catch something there already. I'm already bringing a UV sanitizer with me. That's air purifier for the hospital room. But the first time when I have the clean out, I don't need it. But after that, they said to bring it because when you're if you have like sleep apnea, which I do, I got pretty bad apparently. Thought I didn't, but I do. You snore and choke and you wake up. If you're under anesthesia, when you're coming out of it, you won't wake up. So that's the problem. You'll die. I said, well, that sucks. I didn't know that. There's so much stuff you never think of. I would have never thought to bring a CPAP with me for a surgery. Because when you're coming out of the anesthesia and recovery, you won't wake up if you stop breathing. So that's worth your $1.50 a day or whatever, you know, whatever you feel. So yeah, how about them apples, huh? But this way, 320 carbs, man. And she's telling me, oh, you can take apples, you know, because already I have a hard time swallowing. And he's like, oh, you take these high fruit, you know, oranges and apples, and you can put the apples in the microwave and pour cinnamon on top of it. I'm like, really? So like cinnamon and sugar. I'm like, you know, I'm a diabetic, right? No, cinnamon's good because it helps somehow, and then the sugar's for flavor. I'm thinking, yeah, you know, flavor and stuff is why I'm, you know, here. But these are trained people, and I'm just some guy. Well, I'm a specialist on John. Me. I'm a specialist on me. I understand me. But you gotta do your own thing. I mean, the only thing I learned is, you know, from the thoracic surgeon, I guess, was to bring the CPAP. That kind of threw me. I didn't. What you don't know will get you. In this case, it's been horrific. But she saw it in my chart and said, I see you have sleep apnea. I said, yeah. And she goes, are you on a machine? I said, yeah. But I was having like 26 events an hour. I'd stop breathing. Now I have none. But it kind of sucks because the CPAP keeps enough pressure so I don't throw up in my sleep. But sometimes I do. And, you know, it's kind of gross. But it doesn't get all over the bed anymore. It just sits there and, you know, I blow bubbles or whatever. I don't know. No, I don't blow bubbles, but it doesn't go everywhere. It goes in the CPAP and the mask part. That's easy to wash out. But you know, I'm just looking for this all to be done. I want to be normal again. And once I get this taken care of, this one little procedure, everything should be great in my life after that. Now, there's a chance that I might get some acid reflux from this. I could live with that. But they can do another surgery to fix that, but that's like the advanced version. And right now I have the one that just goes down my esophagus, which is the easiest and least invasive one. The other one goes outside the body and they do it, you know, laparoscopically, I guess. And they kind of give you like a, I don't know, somehow they wrap the stomach up a little bit around the lower esophagus or something. Hope it's not like a lap band thing. Kind of, I guess, right? I don't know. I think the lap bands, they make your stomach smaller. This wouldn't affect the size of the stomach. Maybe a little tiny bit, but not significant. But anyway, that's all we're at. So, you know, I'm going to take this paper with me because last time I was in the hospital for the pneumonia and stuff, I would fight with them over diabetes and their nutritional menu would suck, right? I'm like, I don't eat this crap at home. So one day, the doctor's in there telling me how it's going to be. I looked over at my wife and said, here's what's going to happen. And I looked back at him and I said, I'm going to give her some money, or have her take her own money, and she's going to go over to the candy machine and get me some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and some Kit Kats. How do you want to deal with it? Because this is what's going to happen. You know, I hadn't eaten for like 2 days and I was all pissed off and shit. Pardon my language. But, because of that stricture in my esophagus. Because I went in originally for aspiration pneumonia. That's how this whole thing started. Which I got those videos hidden right now, but I'll have to bring them back when something happens. But when the time's right, a lot of my hidden videos will be back, and I'll put I'm gonna start putting the playlist back together here. Because I hid everything to get ready for that child, whatever, the child information collection thing, whatever it was. I've been slowly putting my videos back one at a time, or a couple at a time. So I got a lot of videos, so I got to review a lot. But anyway, that's what that. Supposedly it's a simple procedure. I hope it is. I hope it's nothing. But you know, I worry about things like that. You know, or any complications. So I don't know. But I'm sure 320 carbs a day will make things worse. But I'll use it to argue because, so I just want eggs for breakfast, scrambled eggs. Call it that. That's soft food. Leave it that. I mean, I'm sure I'm drinking protein shakes for the first couple days, but after that, you know, hey, we'll see. Anyway, 320 carbs. Can you believe that? That's just ridiculous. But take a look at something called the Med Gym. MEGGEM. Med Gym. And it takes your respiration and how much oxygen you use, and it tells you literally how much you eat, or how much you consume to stay alive, calorie-wise, what you're burning. So now that I have that data, I can figure out my real diet, you know. And then I'll use like my Fitness Pal or something to change the data with my apps, my phone, my watch, and all that good stuff. They'll deduct exercise calories, so I can say, well, here I can eat this much or that much or not enough or whatever. That's pretty much it. This is NCP. You have a great day. I'm gonna put some UV lights, I think, into the almost threw up again. Into the heating air conditioning vents. Should keep things sterilized for the flu. Looks like it's pretty bad over there. Not so bad here. I just want to get out of the hospital before it hits here. If it hits here, who knows? In America, we got much better hygiene than a lot of cramped, close quartered people. So yeah. All right, have a good one, everybody. It's NCP. I gotta get going. Have a great one. NCP out.